I remember in terms of singing, I know I can't sing. I was in a Baptist church, and they were singing, and I must have been very loud and off key because one of the women from the choir actually came out of the choir, came over to me, took the hymnal from me, and said, "Richie, you don't need to sing. Jesus knows you love him." So I had that hit, in my mind. I never. The funny thing, though, it came natural, and I was even surprised at how I fought it in a way, but how I was always funny. I didn't even know this. When I wrote this book here, my mom read it, right? And one of the things she said to me was, "Richie, you were always funny." I remember in church once, you were about 6 years old, and when everyone said amen, you went achoo. That's a pretty good joke for a 6-year-old. It's a pretty good joke. And then I had this picture in the book of me coming out on the stage with a little sword. I had a little outfit, a little sword. I was holding this little sword up in a class play. Again, I was probably about 8, 9 years old. And my mom says, "Do you know about this? Where did you get that picture?" I said, "I don't know. I found it. You gave it to me sometime." She goes, "Somebody else took that picture. It was a play." She was sitting there in the play. You were supposed to come out and say something. You came out, you held the sword up, and just stood there. And the teacher was yelling your line at you, and you just turned around and walked off with the sword high. And everybody laughed. And I said, "I got to laugh."